I never thought a Tuesday afternoon would be the day my life ended, or the day I learned that death isn't the end at all. My name is Isabella Rivera. I'm 42 years old, and on April 3rd, I died in the middle of a grocery store. It was an ordinary day in every sense of the word. I had just finished my shift at the dental clinic where I worked part-time and was thinking about how to make a small bag of groceries stretch for a family of 4. My husband, Daniel, worked long hours in construction. Our 2 kids, Elena and Gabriel, needed new shoes, and the bills always seemed to pile up faster than the paychecks. I remember reaching for a bag of apples, half distracted by mental math, wondering if chicken stir-fry could last 2 dinners, when suddenly a pain tore through my chest so violently it felt like being hit by lightning. My vision blurred, the floor rushed up toward me, and the world dissolved into darkness. But blackness wasn't the end. It was like falling asleep and waking up at the same time. The next thing I knew, I was floating, weightless, above my own body. I saw the chaos unfolding below me. My purse spilled open, apples rolling across the tile, a woman in scrubs pressing her hands against my chest as someone shouted into a phone. It was terrifying and peaceful all at once. My mind screamed that this was me, yet a strange calmness wrapped around me like a blanket. I tried to speak, to tell them I was okay, but my voice didn't exist anymore. Then I felt something, a pull, soft but irresistible, as though invisible hands were guiding me away. The air around me thickened, glowing brighter with every passing moment. The light didn't blind me, it embraced me. The deeper I drifted into it, the more the fear faded. I began to feel love, pure, overwhelming love, unlike anything on earth. Then I heard footsteps. There was no ground beneath me, yet the sound echoed softly, steady, deliberate, drawing closer. My heart should have raced, but instead, peace filled every corner of my being. Out of that radiant light, he appeared. He walked as if he had always belonged to the light itself. Tall, strong, yet gentle. His skin was warm and olive-toned, his eyes deep brown, filled with galaxies of compassion. His robe shimmered, not from decoration, but from a light that seemed to flow from within him. I didn't need an introduction. My soul already knew. This was Jesus. When he smiled, the universe grew still. Every sound, every worry, every memory faded into silence. It wasn't just peace, it was home. Isabella, he said, and his voice wasn't thunder or echo. It was like music made of warmth and truth. I've been waiting for you. I wanted to fall to my knees, but there was no ground to kneel on. Tears spilled down my face, though they weren't sad. They were tears of recognition, of returning to someone I'd known forever, but forgotten while living in a noisy world. He extended his hand toward me. In his palm was a small scar, glowing faintly. That's when everything around us shifted. One moment, we were surrounded by light. The next, we stood atop a hill covered in grass, so vivid it almost glowed. Flowers surrounded us, colors I had never seen on earth, hues that pulsed with life. The air shimmered like morning dew mixed with melody. "This is heaven," Jesus said softly. "I want to show you what life truly is." The first thing he showed me was a garden, vast, endless, filled with people laughing, singing, and tending to the earth. Every seed they planted grew instantly into something astonishing. Flowers that sang, vines that danced, and trees that glowed from within. "You'll be gardeners here," he said, "not as work, but as joy." Every plant responds to love, and every bloom sings back to the heart that tends it. I watched as an elderly man knelt, planting what looked like sunflower seeds. Within seconds, golden flowers rose, releasing a melody so beautiful it made me laugh and cry at once. "Will we ever feel tired?" I asked. Jesus smiled. It was the smile that healed every doubt. "Your body will be perfect here, strong, whole, and filled with endless energy. Nothing in heaven fades suddenly. The garden melted away, replaced by a luminous hall made of crystal and gold." People all around were creating, painting, sculpting, writing, their hands glowing as they worked. Colors I'd never seen danced in the air like living rainbows. You'll be artists, Jesus said. Every person carries creativity that never had the chance to bloom on earth. Here, your imagination becomes a reality. I watched a woman create a painting using only her hands, and the colors continued to move even after she stopped. The image shimmered into life, a waterfall that seemed to flow beyond the canvas. I was never good at art, I whispered. That's because you were limited by imperfection, Jesus said, his eyes gleaming. In heaven, your hands will create what your heart sees. Jesus led me into another place, a vast library but not filled with books. Instead, glowing orbs floated gently in the air. People reached for them, and then when they touched one, their faces lit up with wonder. You'll be learners here, he explained. Every question will find its answer. Every mystery will unfold before your eyes. You won't just know truth, you'll become it. Curiosity overcame me, and I touched one of the orbs. Instantly, I understood how butterflies migrate across continents, not through maps or memory, but through instinct and beauty. I could feel what it was like to be one, riding invisible currents of the wind guided by light and rhythm. It wasn't learning through thought. It was learning through unity. Before I could speak, we stood inside a cathedral so vast I couldn't see its ceiling. Music filled the air, not just from instruments, but from everything. Walls, floors, even the air itself vibrated in the harmony. Thousands of people were singing and playing melodies beyond words. You'll be musicians, Jesus said. Every soul here contributes to the song of heaven. Every voice is perfect. Every note adds to eternal praise. I hesitated, embarrassed. But I can't sing well. I always crack on high notes. He looked at me with a love that felt like sunlight. You always had a beautiful voice. You just couldn't hear it through the noise of the world. When I joined the heavenly chorus, a sound emerged from me so pure, it felt like light turned into music. Every voice blended perfectly, not competing, but completing each other. I understood then that worship wasn't performance, it was unity. Next, Jesus showed me a city that shimmered like living crystal. Streets glowed from within, and every building was a masterpiece. People moved about joyfully, working together, building things that defied imagination, bridges of light, mountains that sang, rivers that painted pictures as they flowed. You'll be builders, he said, not just of structures, but of worlds. Here, love is the blueprint, and creation responds to your will. I watch people shaping light with their hands, crafting landscapes as naturally as breathing. We can do this, I whispered. When your will aligns with love, Jesus answered, nothing is impossible. Then came the most peaceful place of all, a meadow bathed in golden light. People sat quietly, some alone, others in small groups, their faces glowing with serenity. You'll also be contemplators, Jesus said. Here, you will rest, not in sleep, but in being. Eternity holds no rush, only peace. I sat beside him, feeling every worry dissolve, money, exhaustion, guilt, doubt, all of it vanished. For the first time in my life, I understood what true rest meant. Not escape, but fulfillment. Then his tone softened. Isabella, it's time to go back. The words shattered me. No, please, I don't want to leave. It's perfect here. I don't want to feel pain again. He took my hand, and warmth surged through me. Your family still needs you. Your work isn't finished. But everything you've seen, the peace, the beauty, the love, carry it with you. Bring pieces of heaven to earth. My heart broke, but I nodded. The light began to fade, replaced by sirens, voices, pain. My body felt like stone. A paramedic shouted, "She's back! We've got a pulse!" I had been gone for 11 minutes, yet I'd lived a lifetime in heaven. Weeks later, as I recovered, nothing looked different, but everything was. When I gardened, I listened for the flowers to hum. When I sang to Gabrielle, I remembered the heavenly choir. When life overwhelmed me, I pictured the meadow and breathed peace back into my soul. Now I tell my story not to convince anyone, but to remind them. Heaven is real, alive, and waiting, but it also lacks through the cracks of this world. Every time we create something beautiful, love without condition, or find calm in chaos, heaven touches earth. I died once, but in truth, I learned how to live, and I carry eternity inside me now.